Dr. Sconto, would you please are there any commendations and recognitions this evening?
There are, Mr. President, trustees. I want to start with this month's inspiring moment. And Ms. Scarf, I appreciate your comment earlier. I agree. I think we're off to a phenomenal start this school year, starting with convocation. Thanks to the generosity, and I see them in the audience, so I want to recognize them again, but thanks to the generous support of our local chapter of ATPE, financial support, we're able to have, I think, a very effective and dynamic keynote speaker and a really good kickoff to to our convocation. So Stacy Ward, President of ATPE, thank you for you all know full well, I mean, it takes all of us in the Amblowski family to get a school year off, as well as I think we've gotten this school year off. But that starts really long before many of us are back on the job, so to speak. And so tonight's inspiring moment really celebrates and highlights some very, very important people to us, and that's our support services staff. From maintenance to transportation to child nutrition, all of them really do the yeoman's work and do the heavy lifting to be sure that all of our facilities and our buses and the meals are ready for the children when the school year gets underway. So, without any further ado, if you would run the tape.
Support services involves child nutrition, it involves transportation, and it involves maintenance. And so let's just take it from a child's day. So we transport close to 11,000 students in and so the child's day, if you're one of those that rides a school bus, that's how you start your day out. So it's very important. There's a lot that goes into a bus before it goes out onto the street to run a route.
I want to make sure these are running well.
Well, we start out early in the morning, about 4 to 6. It's a long day, but it's still rewarding no matter what.
Our role is to ensure that the buses are safe for the kids to get to school, and not just our children, but the drivers and people on the road as well. It protects them too.
Then think about the child that actually now is at school. Where does maintenance fit in all of that? If the lights are working, if the plumbing is working, if the roofs aren't leaking.
Whenever we come in, we grab our iPads and we look up what work orders that have been sent to the different schools.
And check, make sure we got lights, we've got water, we've got AC, but if you don't have AC, you don't have power, you don't have much to nothing.
Everything is on, the air conditioning is working, the lights are working. So what does the facility look like as far as cleanliness? Well, there's where the custodial staff comes in.
I come in, I do paperwork, I look at our schedule to see what's on the schedule for the day and what we need to do to take care of our customers, to take care of our students, our faculty, and to take care of their needs.
So they've made it to school, they walked in, everything's working, the building is clean, it's ready for the start of the day, so student goes through their morning and then, oh, it may be time for lunch, or they get there and it's time for breakfast.
We have 3,200 kids, we have 27 women working in the kitchen, and I mean, they come in anywhere from 5:30 to 8, they vary. And they're busy from the time they get here till the time they get through. Preparing lunch, preparing breakfast, preparing for the next day, checking in groceries, cleaning. They just stay busy the whole time.
You know, in our mission is to give the children good, nutritious food so they can learn. And then also, I think another thing, and this is just my own philosophy, is give them a smile with it as much as you can.
I think what's on our vehicles supporting learning We have a lot of dedicated staff members that focus on seeing it's about the students, and that's a lot of excitement.
To make sure they live in a comfortable, clean environment.
I love the children, and I enjoy the people I work with. Mainly, I love the children.
I like knowing that they have eaten a good meal. When they come in as ninth graders, they're still kids. Watching them develop and grow and change. And when they leave, they're young adults.
Just the one-on-one with the kids and helping them, because that's what I do. I love to help people, and that's what I do.
I have found in doing this, it's really the most, it's a lot of fun. A lot of hard work, a lot of fun. And a lot of times, surprisingly, is a smile from a child can really make you say a whole lot.
If you're in support services, would you please stand?
We do have the best support services staff, and I know I'm biased, but the best by far in the state. They care about kids, they live that, they show that. And I have yet to experience really any aspect of our support services that hasn't been of the highest quality possible. So thank you all very, very much. Now I'd like to ask Jamie Mount and Melissa Hayhurst and Trey Kramer to go to the podium. And I'm really thrilled that we get this evening to publicly recognize and commend all of our secondary school teachers of the year. President Scarfo, if you will join me out there.
Oh, I thought you were going to do nice bucket challenge on this. Great.
Tonight we honor 17 extraordinary individuals who have been named Teachers of the Year for 2014-2015. These individuals work at different grade levels and subjects, but share a common trait, a passion for helping students succeed. Listen to how Ms. Judy Bevan of the Disciplinary Alternative Education Program describes her job. When adults ask me what I do, I proudly say I am a high school math teacher. They quickly deflate my bubble by telling me how much they hated math in school. I believe teaching math is a privilege. Several times I have felt like I was accomplishing nothing. But then students would tell me how they made their first A or B on a math test, or they passed a math test for the first time ever. That makes me want to fly. Ms. Jennifer Roach of Wood Creek Middle School describes teaching this way. Teaching is my heart and passion. The kids I teach every day have become my own. I greet them every day at the door, and I make my class warm and inviting when they come in. My motto is, you can't teach a kid until you teach a kid. Our kids are the real winners because of these Teachers of the Year and the way they lead and inspire in ISD. Middle and high school Teachers of the Year will receive plaques this evening. Elementary school teachers will receive plaques at the October board meeting. Ms. Melissa Hayhurst, Assistant Superintendent, will now recognize middle school Teachers of the Year.
Good evening. Middle school teachers come into students' lives at a crucial point in their development as they are just entering adolescence. Our Teachers of the Year have a gift for helping students learn to manage new freedoms and responsibilities while also taking the students further in their academic learning. They truly make a lasting difference in students' lives. I am thrilled and honored to recognize our middle school Teachers of the Year. From Atascocita Middle School, Kyle Sampson, Campus Teacher of the Year. From Creekwood Middle School, Kellyanne Olson, Campus Teacher of the Year. And she cannot be with us here tonight, but we will make sure we give her a plaque. I just felt it was important that we recognize those who are not here as well as those that are. From Humble Middle School, Jamerica Howard, Campus Teacher of the Year. Howard is also a district finalist. From Kingwood Middle School, John Barron. John is not only a Campus Teacher of the Year, he is also honored as a district finalist. And unfortunately, he could not be with us tonight. From Riverwood Middle School, from Riverwood Middle School, Brady Flores, Campus Teacher of the Year. From Ross Sterling Middle School, Lisa Alter, Campus Teacher of the Year, and unfortunately she could not be with us tonight. From Timberwood Middle School, David Shout, Campus Teacher of the Year. And last but certainly not least, from Wood Creek Middle School, Jennifer Lynn Roach, Campus Teacher of the Year.
There's a special connection between students and teachers. Teachers who are being honored tonight will never be forgotten by their students. Students will remember them throughout their lives for paving their way to future success. It's an honor for me to recognize our high school Teachers of the Year. From the Cambridge School, Aaron Small, Campus Teacher of the Year. We will get his plaque to him. From our Cape building, Lana Snap. Tonight, and we will get her plaque to her. She is also being honored as a district finalist. From our DAEP, Ms. Judy Bevan, Campus Teacher of the Year. From Atascocita High School, Charles Nichols, Campus Teacher of the Year. From Humble High School, Charlie Duke, Campus Teacher of the Year, and Mr. Duke is also being honored as the District Teacher of the Year. Kingwood High School, Mark Scalia, Campus Teacher of the Year. Kingwood Park High School, James Brown, Campus Teacher of the Year. Quest Early College, Jenna Grimes, Campus Teacher of the Year. Summer Creek High School, Brittany Wheeler, Campus Teacher of the Year. Thank you and congratulations to all. At this time, some of our honored guests, mainly our teachers and any of our folks that were in support services that were honored, this would be the perfect opportunity for you to go home and get some rest. If not, you can stay with us the rest of the evening. Again, a round of applause for all of our teachers. Thank you.
Next up on our agenda are questions, comments by patrons, employees of the district regarding agenda items or any other matters. And I have in front of me Ms. Burke. I'm sorry, I didn't see you earlier.
It's okay.
Well, welcome. You guys want to head up there yet? Our great supporters, and thank you for everything.
Thank you for letting me address you. It's great to see some familiar faces. And Keith, I had no idea. Here we are. Several years ago, Keith was part of our endeavor and our vision of creating this great facility that you have here at Stadium. Nelson Mandela said one time in a speech that sports has the power to inspire, and it has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. And who would have known that several years ago our paths would cross and that it would unite us with all of you in building this beautiful facility, Turner Stadium, which we've had a small part because we had this vision to bring the Junior Olympics to town in 2012. And as 51,000 people descended upon the city of Humboldt and deposited all of their money, we saw what a great thing that sports could do for our area. And I'm really pleased to be here today to say that we had another successful event this summer. A little over a month ago, we welcomed almost 30,000 people to the city of Humboldt. We hired an economist and we did intercept surveys to really get good statistics around the numbers and how long they stayed and how much money they spent. Did they go to our restaurants? Did they stay in our hotels? And I'm happy to report that the total economic impact, according to the report, was $49.3 million. With $17 million in incremental increased resident income right here in the city of Humboldt. Almost $1 million in extra taxes went to the city, and about $4.1 million if you include the county taxes and the state taxes that were collected. And as you know, those taxes get put into roads and police and all kinds of other things, so it's great all the way around. You couldn't do it without you and your support of us, and without Troy Kite, Mr. Malmstrom. I'm sure you already know this, but they are such a tremendous asset to us. They actually go with us and help us sell and convince people to bring these events. And many times people say, what do you mean we're going to have a national competition in a high school facility, and then they get here and they can't believe it. They think it's better than most college facilities. And we are pleased to announce that the AAU Junior Olympics will be coming back in 2016, and that I just want to just say thank you so much, Troy and Krista, for having a vision from the beginning, for having the beginning, having that vision with us and being there. And these people put in long hours. It starts before the event even gets here because we have to bring in fencing and gates, and we put up banners, and it's long, hot days, 14-hour days, day after day, and they come with a smile. I've never worked, we work all over the county and all over the city. I've never worked with a more dedicated and hardworking staff. The buses, they run on time. They're there every morning with a smile. The medical team, the custodians, everybody works as a team. And I have parents tell me over and over again, they spent thousands of dollars to get here. Their child made it at the state or regional level, and they spend money to fly in and come, and they can't believe it. They get here and there's billboards and there's signage, and they're just so excited. And these are our future Olympians, and thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Ms. Burke. We really appreciate your great partnership with us. We really do. Thank you. Okay, next up is the student body presidents of the high schools. It's a nice group. No angry taxpayers.
My name is Jay Walton, and I'm the student body president from Kingwood High School. Tonight, I'm joined by the student body presidents from Summer Creek, Humboldt, Kingwood Park, and Atascocita High Schools, and we'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the school board, the trustees, and Dr. Stonzer to this new school year.
Hi, I'm Ryan Zepeda of Summer Creek High School, and I just wanted to thank you for all that you do for our students. We've seen you at many of our schools, and we just really appreciate all the hard work you put in for us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nick Jones from Tusker High School. I'm representing our student body. Thank you for all that you've done for us and all the great work you're going to do this year. Thank you.
I'm Brooke Wines. I represent King Park High School. We've seen you at all of our school events and helping us out, and you're always there with a smile, and we'd like to thank you for that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dean Williams, and I represent Kingwood High School.
I'm Kirsten, I represent Floydville.
And we appreciate everything that you do for our school.
You make every year better than the last one this year. And on behalf of Kingwood High School, thanks again for all that you do. We were all talking before the meeting, and the one thing we all have in common is that since we were little, we've seen you all at our schools, football games, plays, concerts, school carnivals, and all of our athletic events. Each school has t-shirts for you to wear this year, whether you're at our schools, the grocery store, mowing the lawn. You truly represent us all of the time. Thank you.
Where to go? The tall guys in the middle? That's why I get the XXL.
You guys turn your shoulder in this way. You guys.
I get left out of graduations and everything else. Go ahead.
You thought you were gonna lay down in the front.
Thanks, guys. Very helpful. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay. Now, continuing on, we will move to comments by individual board members. And, I'm sorry, I meant to say, Mr. and a lot of you obviously know this, we had a family event celebration that we had to attend. So, sends his regrets and his well wishes to everyone at the start of the year. Mr. Rushing?
Sure. I'll keep it brief. My voice is halfway here tonight, but just want to welcome everyone back to the new school year. The Rushing household, we're 2 for 3 in public schools now, 1 more to go. So we're excited about that. But looking forward to another great year of involvement with this district. I'm sure it'll be even more of a blast than it was last year. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sure.
I want to welcome everybody back to school. This is an exciting time of year, fall, year football, school starts. Well, this will be cooler in a couple months, so this is great. I want to announce some foundation highlights. I guess we're not doing the initial discussion of our committees. Is that correct, Mr. Chairman?
No, we are, but we will get to that.
Okay, I'll hold off.
Okay.
And I'll reserve those comments.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Sid?
Troy and Krista, did y'all pay for that nice public service announcement about what a great job y'all are doing and how you're earning your keep? I like that. So, no, it was a great event this summer. That was really neat to hear the economic impact, and those are the kind of things that we're really trying to showcase this community, not just our school district, and events like that due to the support of our taxpayers and the support of our entire community. Those type of things we can continue to bring to our community, showcase our school district at the same time, and support services. You know, y'all are a big part of that. The bus service, the custodial service, the police department, etc. Trying to get all that stuff taken care of. So we appreciate y'all. And for all the teachers of the year, I think they all have left already because they need their beauty sleep to get up bright and early in the morning to greet the kids. But welcome back, everyone, and it's going to be a great year.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Conrad?
Yes, sir. I did just want to welcome everyone back and thank you for the easy transition going into new school year. I did want to thank you all for your work over the summer. I know not everyone was off contract, so the bulk of a lot of departments' work happens over the summer, so we do appreciate all the work that went into making the transition to the new school year. So thank you for that, and also to those who came even off contract to extend your professional development, taking advantage of our opportunities to help our kids succeed more writing in this year. So thank you for that. I also had my first ISD graduate in my household, so we're venturing into new things this year as well.
Thank you. Mr. Cunningham?
Thank you, Mr. President. I too want to say welcome back, and also to Troy and Krista, thank you guys for what you did. It truly was integrated in. Student body presidents are gone, so just want to say thanks to them. And last but not least, to my family over at Support Services. Thank you guys for what you guys do. You guys truly are the backbone that keeps this district running, so thank you. Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Just quickly for me, I just wanted to recognize the King High School volleyball team, girls volleyball, won for the third year in a row. Right, Dr. Scott? The American Volleyball Coach Association Academic Team Award. That's great stuff. So hats off to that. But also, I just want to acknowledge, because he won't do it, he will do it himself, but Mr. Cunningham on Friday, I think it is, will be being interviewed for a TASB regional director seat from Region 4. So they'll be interviewing him on Friday, so let's all, fingers crossed, wish him good luck and knock it out. That's right. And then just last, I just want to say I had a chance today to be at the CLC. And if you haven't been there in a while or never been there, you really ought to call Miss Alexander and see if you can come by for a visit. It's just astounding, the programs that go on there. I mean, everything, Spark, PACE, the DAEP, Mosaic, Cambridge School, the early learning. I mean, that's just tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's just amazing. And just to see what we have going on there, it's just, I think Dr. Sondra, hats off to you. I mean, that's just an incredible facility. And, you get a chance to go up there and see it. And Stacy, thank you again for not only for sponsoring the convocation. Thank you for your gifts this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do for us. We appreciate it.
Okay. So now we will move to our board action agenda. Ms. Conrad? Oh, I'm sorry. I did that to Tommy, and he, and so he goes, I said, oh, I'm sorry, do you have any comments? He goes, no. So I know you do. Dr. Scotto, I am so sorry again, 2 in a row.
Right, you're the president, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't have a report tonight. but I do want to point out, I don't know if any of y'all caught it, because I just think that was really the most special, one of the most special things I've ever experienced, to have all of the high school student body presidents and officers come on a school night to a board meeting to say what they said. I just thought that was great. Except I thought I heard one of them say, thank us for being around and visiting their schools when they were little children. Is that possible? I'm afraid it is.
For some of you.
Hey, we cleared that up in closed session, right? Who was on what side?
That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you, and I apologize. Okay, now we'll move to the action items for the agenda. Ms. Conrad, any motions out of closed session?
Sure. Mr. President, as to the personnel, I move that the board approve the administration's personnel recommendations as presented with addendum.
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
As to the personnel, I move that the board approve the superintendent's contract as discussed in closed session, effective July 1, 2014 through June 30th, 2017.
Second.
Second. Discussion? All those in favor? Ms. Conrad, any motions on minutes?
Yes, sir. As to the minutes, I move that the board approve the minutes for the regular board meeting held on August 12th, 2014.
Second. Discussion? All those in favor?
As to the minutes, I move that the board approve the special board workshop held on August 14th, 2014.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? All those in favor?
As to the minutes, I move that the board approve the minutes for the special board meeting held on August 20th, 2014.
Second. Discussion? All those in favor? You guys were busy beavers.
Meeting a lot. As to the minutes, I move that the board approve the minutes for the special board meeting held on August 21st, 2014.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Might be great. Okay. And now we will go to updates of board associations and committees. And you know what? I'm going to bump the Education Foundation from the top of the list. You were very, very excited to do that report.
No, I just wanted to make sure that we did give it. We do have some announcements, the Education Foundation. Dr. Scones, I wanted to thank you for reminding me how that's the whole one getting those kids were in elementary school when I was first elected to the board, so that's, yes, that was wonderful. So thank you. We have some Education Foundation highlights, and first of all, we've got Principal for a Day. That's when we have members of the community come in, and they are principal for a day at each one of our schools. It's a wonderful event. I was principal for a day about 10 years ago at Creekwood Middle School, where one of the students had a little incident in a bathroom where they caught something on fire. So Walt Winnicke and I had to put it out. So it was a crazy day. And so I realized what it was like to be a principal for one day and the insanity that goes on. That is Wednesday, October 8th. It's a great event for our district to show everyone how wonderful our district is to the business community. Second announcement is we have an employee appeal campaign that's going to kick off on October 1st. And it's going to run the entire month of October. That's a great source of revenue. It's been increasing every year for the last couple of years. The employees support the foundation. That shows you how important the foundation is, not only to our students, but the teachers and the other employees see the importance of the foundation and what it does for the district. So we want to make sure we announce that and let people know that's the time when they can support the foundation as an employee of the district. Last, we have 12 campuses running an annual fund campaign this year, including our first Title I campus, Oaks Elementary. So we're going to make that announcement as well. But that's it. We do have a golf tournament coming up. We'll talk about that next meeting as well. We'll make sure that we fill all the teams and make sure that everyone who wants to support that event will. We'll have that announcement from next meeting. Thank you, Mr. Scarfo. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we're going to jump back to our normal order, and I'm going to move to the audit committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The audit committee, board members should have received our annual report. If you have any questions, I'll get with Dr. Scones or myself, or any audit, Ms. Conrad and Mr. Lobby. That's all we have.
Thank you, sir. The board superintendent evaluation processing goals committee.
Well, the vote tonight on the superintendent's contract kind of ends that process for us until November. We'll talk about some other things, but other than that, there's no report.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, well, we've got the workshop next week. That's exactly right. We have a workshop next week with students that's going to help us pre-November to discuss some issues regarding purpose. That's it.
Ms. Conrad, I just want to say thank you for all your help in that committee. I know that's with that.
Yes.
All of the charting and taking us to the next level of technology.
Well, I kind of stole my start there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you apologize.
That being said, there's a lot of work that goes into that. And Angela really did great this year, and I want to thank you personally for all that work. And just remember, the more work you do, the more responsibility that you're going to take in the process. But again, thank you. It made it really easy. I want to thank everybody's input this year. I thought it was a great process.
Okay, in building and planning, Mr. Randall, I say no report for this evening. Finance committee, we have no report for this evening. Legislative committee, Mr.
Yes,
Rusher,
sir.
we had a
Things,
filming today.
yeah, things starting to pick up. We participated in a filming today to talk about what's coming up, legislative session horizon 2015, the elections that are coming up in November, the 3 to 5 main priorities that are going to be underway for us to help try to influence. And so talked a little bit about that. We also had a committee meeting right before this meeting in which we outlined our plan for getting our local community involved in this process. So be on the lookout on the ISD website. We'll get some information to the Observer and the Tribune as well, outlining some community, a district legislative committee, district-wide legislative meeting to invite the community out to participate in that process, to one, become educated on some of the key issues impacting our district, as well as understand the ways that the community can get involved to help influence decision-making in Austin. And so that first meeting, community meeting, will happen towards the last part of October, right before the elections. And then we anticipate we'll have an immediate follow-up meeting in the first part of December, right after the elections in November, just to get an idea of how things shook out and any changes in direction we might need to take. So more to come, dates to come. They'll be planned for late October, early December.
Okay, while your mic is open, how about advertising?
Advertising, as promised, we did a data download. Dr. Sconzo got us some information to look at just to see the impact of advertising across the district. A couple of stats to report, just for your information, is that advertising constitutes approximately 0.04% of total district operating revenue. And in addition to that, we learned that approximately 70% of that is actually currently under contract and will be for the foreseeable future. So that's good to know that that is at least secure at this point in time. So I see ourselves maybe shifting a little bit of focus, at least in the immediate term, on looking at some local advertisement opportunities, not opportunities, but looking at our individual campuses that are doing some things individually with different booster clubs, etc., to try to get standardization and some consistency, at least among our schools. So more to come on that in a couple months.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. President, this question, what is foreseeable future? What is that?
Well, a lot of the current agreements are under contract for at least the next couple of years. Some of them up to 2017, 2018.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Sitton, program evaluation?
Yeah, I was just gonna remind everyone about the Studer group coming in. And they're gonna be talking about alignment with our programs as well as targets, benchmarks, those type of things. So outside of that, I still would like for everyone to look at your 3-year plans, make any notes and give those to me as we're trying to pull those together. Dr. Price, Ms. Atwood, myself, and the committee, so that we can start moving forward with the evaluation process of our programs.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Ms. Conrad, technology and data governance.
President, we had our last meeting on September 2nd. Is that last week? That was last week. Where we discussed some of the start of school issues as well as an update on the summer projects that were taking place with technology services. And begin our discussion of the technology plan and the update for that. We're going to continue that discussion and talk about a couple of pilot projects that are going on at a couple of our campuses, as well as our digital citizenship rollout and addressing student data privacy in our policies. So that will be at our upcoming meeting, which will be the first Tuesday of October.
Thank you. Okay. Now we will move to our consent agenda. We'll move through those items. And the board has had an opportunity to converse with Dr. Sconzo on questions. So some of these items that we'll do as consent is because we satisfied any questions that there were, and we're ready to move on action to vote yea or nay. that under, and, you know, this is going to be a little new tonight because it's impacted by our recent policy changes to CH local. And I just wanted to just read this once because it's really going to cover all of these things. Board approval will be required for all purchases of goods and services and/or services that aggregate to a value of $50,000 or greater in a fiscal year, and any single item purchased at a value of $25,000 or greater prior to making any commitment with the vendor. This applies to goods, professional services, and non-construction services regardless of the purchasing method, whether it's sole source, interlocal agreement, etc. As it relates to facilities construction, board approval will be required for the selection of the architect for each construction project for which the architectural fees are estimated at $50,000 or more, and for construction contracts valued at $50,000 or more. So that's going to apply to you, and that's why there's many items here that we wouldn't have seen in the past. But I just want to say that, so everybody knows, and I know this has taken a little bit of time for this whole thing to flow through, and it's kind of a little new to everybody, but we'll work out all the kinks. And I just want you to know that the board made this policy change. It's not intended as a got you or we're trying to do whatever, but we want to continue to ensure and raise the level of our transparency, our accountability, and truly, the policy in that regard is no different than it was because we always required that POs be in place before we actually took purchase of something, no matter what it might be. And we're going to have the out of policy purchase report that we'll see, and that will help with accountability. And honestly, though, there will be consequences to non-compliance to the policy, because we want to assure that we as a district are accountable to taxpayers and to the stakeholders of the community, and this will help us, we really feel, get there. So I just wanted to state that up front before we go through this. So let's start then with the consent agenda. And the first item under governance reports and consideration, that's a report. So that's the TASB policy update. So I want to open that to any questions that you may have now. It's an information item that you have. For Dr. Sponso, if any, for now, we'll come back as an action item next week. Okay, then we'll move to number 2. Okay. Pardon me, we had a little miscommunication because of the changes we were making here. But all right, we're going to start with under Superintendent's Division reports, considerations, and purchases. Item A, the video contract renewal, video recording contract renewal. So that's consent. Contract renewal for Realtrix Easy Communicator Parent Notification System Software Services. That's consent. Under Learning Division reports, considerations, and purchases. Exception to class size limit waiver for Spanish immersion. That's consent. Under purchase exceeding $50,000 in the aggregate, or $25,000 individually. First we have item B, International Center for Leadership and Education. That's consent. C, professional development by Dr. Jean Laddick. That's consent. Professional development with lead forward. That's consent. iStation, ISIP bundle. That's consent. Education consultant for student group development. That's consent. eSped, eStar, and education consultants. Item G, that's consent. Item H, SHI government solutions. That's consent. Okay, next, under the financial services division, reports and considerations and purchases. Item A, tax refunds. That's consent. Waiver of principal and interest. That's consent. Budgetary amendments. That's consent. Under purchases exceeding $50,000 in the aggregate. Item D, auditing services, Harris County Appraisal District. Fees, tax statement printing and distribution, software maintenance and support. That's consent. And next, under human resources, reports and considerations and purchases. Item A, interlocal agreement for background and criminal history check services. That's consent. And item B, a pre-assessment teacher applicant screening tool. That's consent. Under support services division, reports and considerations. Under purchases. Item A, contract for various goods and services related to operations of the support services division.
Pull that.
Okay, that's pulled. And under district-wide reports, considerations, and purchases, purchase exceeding $50,000. Item A, district-wide contracts for various goods and services. That one we're going to pull. Okay. That was quite a lot of things. So, Ms. Conrad, you would read that back in motion for us?
Mr. President, as to the consent agenda, I move that the board approve the following items by consent. Under Superintendent's Division, items A and B. Under Learning Division, items A through H. Under Financial Services Division, items A through D. Under Human Resources Division, items A and B.
Do you have a second? Second. Mr. Travis. Okay. All in favor? 6-0. Okay, now we're going to move back to item 1 on the agenda. And that is a report now on Academy Policy Update 100. Any questions, Dr. Sconzo, at this point? Okay. We will move on to I know there's one more report on the financial services. Any questions for Dr. Sconzo or Ms. Leon on that? All right. All right. So no questions, then we'll move on back to under item 6, support services division reports, and that was an individual. Mr. Cunningham, I think you pulled that? I'm sorry, we need a motion.
So moved.
Second from Mr. Lopez.
Yes, Mr. President, I pulled that to abstain from voting on it. So that was one that I told you about.
Yes. Is one of those items?
One of the questions I had is abstain from voting on it.
Because the employers.
Yeah, center point, there's a center point piece on there.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I do have.
Yes. Okay.
I was looking through this. Dr. Sconzo and Ms. Jones sent it to us. A lot of these things are multi-year contracts. And do we really need to vote on something that we're year 2 of 3, year 3 of 5? Because we've already voted on it once. And so, like for example, I looked at our energy contract, it was like $70 bucks. We bid that. What's going on? Oh, wait a second. We voted on that 2 years ago. And so we talked about how long the contract, we already had this discussion. Does that really need to be on this list? Because it's pretty long. So, you know, I was just looking through the things, and when I was looking at the things that were first year, those are the things that I was interested in and looked at. Nothing really caught my fancy in those things that I felt like I need to ask some questions about. But just going forward, we need to talk. We've already had a discussion, we've already had the vote, it's a multi-year contract. We need to vote on this again. Just a thought.
I mean, certainly the board would have the option to change or amend CH local, but under the new CH local, and I think the utilities is a great example, Mr. Lopez, because you in fact did vote and approved the contract for electricity. But now CH local requires your approval before we can issue the actual purchase order for payment of services. So it does require a double action, but strictly under the policy. That's
Okay, that's fine. I thought that was interesting because it did get my dander up for a second, and then I realized, wait a second.
That's kind of one of the unintended consequences of.
And that's fine, that's fine. I mean, you guys made it clear, the length of commitment, because first thing I did was go down the right-hand column, which was the amounts. And I picked the big ones out and looked at them first.
Yes,
I actually found it helpful because maybe I had to be here to make some of those decisions, but it's also different. So it's helpful to have that.
And just so everybody knows, and the media too, all the detail to the things we voted on are in the board package. You can reference that and you see all the details. It's actually very nice to, so I want to commend you guys for putting it together when you did, have all that detail laid out in the spreadsheets. So it's all there and everybody can see that we're voting on an aggregate amount, but we've got the detail.
So, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
And just a question, just to kind of dovetail off Mr. Pez. I agree with you on especially electricity contract. I mean, that's for a set term. I guess my question would be for some of the other contracts where we renew annually. You know, does that same thought apply? You know, when we renew annually, and we do link it out for 3 to 5 years, except renew annually.
No, I think those are on here. I mean, those are the ones that are 1 year or less, and we're assuming we're renewing annually.
Okay, so
Yeah, so, you know, if we, the question is, there's big dollar things, mainly food, that's a big dollar item. There's some individual things for things like, playground material is a big one. Ice cream, dairy products.
Yeah.
Kids. And of course, the main thing that was noticed on our video that we had at the beginning of the meeting was HVAC repairs, things like that. Diesel fuel for the trucks. These are things that I assume that if you vote on before, I assume that they would consider these discussions. So I think it's good to have just yeah, and trigger the minute. No, I think this is good. This is a great policy. I think this is good. You can see this as we use. We can get much more transparency with this to see where money's going to the district.
So, yes.
Yeah, that's all I was going to say is that and Mr. Lopez, thank you for bringing this up when we pushed the issue a year ago. The fact that it is, you know, several pages of items and several things on the consent agenda for us to look at, we knew the byproduct of that was going to be, we're going to have a lot of stuff to look at. So It's just, I wouldn't want to change the policy, and I don't think you do now either.
Oh, no, I don't want to change the
Yeah.
policy, I was
So-
just, I just had that initial
Yeah,
shock.
little clarification.
Yeah, and so now because, you know, a contract like that is something that we need to, and we did have that discussion, so,
Right.
just to avoid that going forward, but it's now that I know what it's like,
But,
and this contract brought it good.
And Ms. Lynn had cautioned us that this was the kind of event that was going to happen when we started this, so it's.
And, yeah, and you know, the finance committee, we labored through that for the whole 4 months. My opinion, I think this looks good at this point. Maybe, you know, later on, we could always make adjustments. Yes, Ms. Conrad.
I just have a question about, and maybe this is more on, like going forward. So some of these single items, let's say, for example, the human resources, that was just one item on that one sheet. So when something else is added, say next month, will that become a cumulative thing, or will it be submitted with the one new item?
Just the one new item.
But that will all be kept cumulatively. So you can get it.
Well, it won't be presented cumulatively, we will have the records.
It will look just like it does.
Correct. For new items.
No other discussion? All those in favor? And one extension. Okay. Now we will move to item 7, district-wide report consideration. Dr. Scazzo, we pulled this because we need to.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to amend my recommendation here, and specifically if you will look on attachment page 5, the third item down reads sole source student ID badge system and software. The amended recommendation I want to make is to strike the $1.55 million number, and in its place, $150,000 should be my recommended.
Did you find a new supplier for that?
Actually found a better mathematical formula.
So I move to amend the superintendent's recommendation as discussed by Dr.
Second.
All those, any discussion, I'm sorry, on the amended motion?
It's just an amendment.
Yeah, on the amendment. So, we have to accept. So we'll vote to accept. All those in favor? Okay. Now we need a motion for the original. To approve the amendment motion. I move we approve the amendment motion.
The second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? All right, now we're going to move to item 8, future board business. Parking lot. Okay. Anyone have any items they'd like to?
Mr. President, I just have a question.
Yes, sir.
I don't have the workshop date.
Next week? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Week from
16th?
Yes. Yes. 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock.
Any other items? Dr. Scott, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just to clarify for anyone and everyone present, that workshop next week is a closed session workshop because it involves discussion of the superintendent's evaluation.
One item I'd like to add, Dr. Scott, I wanted to ask if you and maybe with Ms. Malstrom and Mr. Kite's help, something that came across to Mr. Angelagi from a lady in the district, Ms. Atterbury. I don't think any relation to our principal, Jane Ness. But she was asking about if there was a possibility we could offer to senior citizens in our district a senior gold card that would allow them entry into all district athletic events, cultural events, fine arts programs at our schools. And she actually sent a copy of, a friend of hers had one. Katie offers this program, and I'm not saying we have to copy what everybody else does, but it sounds like a good idea that we could look into, and I don't mind copying good ideas. And that might be, I think, also a nice gesture, and I think good promotion for us as a district to have those folks involved and to see what, even if the tax rates further, see what the dollars are going to, and it would just be great to have them engaged. And so if we could mind.
Well, on behalf of those of us who are close to that stage of life, I think it's a great idea. I'm not being facetious. I think Mr. Kite and Ms. Malstrom had the idea originally, and so, Mr. Kite, do you want to speak to that?
We do have one in place. It's for all the events. It gets them in for $1.
What we do? It's what?
I'm sorry?
It's one. They get it admitted to any event for $1. That's what we already have in place.
We don't need to put on a parking lot. But I guess we need.
No, but that's why, I mean, seriously, that's why I want to make a comment. I understand Katie, but they had the idea originally.
No, that's great. You got to make sure people know. I mean, some way to get that out there. I mean, Brent didn't know to tell this lady, oh, you can get one. I wouldn't have either.
If this is something that we want to add to a discussion, we need to add it to a future agenda because it's not on this agenda.
It's not correct.
And so if we're going to have this discussion, we need to make sure we
It's on the parking lot. Report that. Okay. Anything else? Okay, with that, I will call the close. Thank you.
Peachy, I think so. I think that's where they are.
I know they've been working on it all the time. It was a team of
I settled today. We got to take out to sign our contract to service.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know how to dress. So I said, Is she good?